Welcome to Doug Does Stuff. I'm Doug, and this is my first episode of my Kobra S1 Quick Tips. Today's quick tip: harden or aftermarket nozzles and how to make sure that they're working right. If you have a nozzle that's not heating up, not retaining temperature, and all that good stuff, hey, give it a watch. Hit the like, hit the subscribe, and let's get going. And this is what we're talking about today. Nozzles from AliExpress. This is the one I got. It is a hardened steel nozzle with 2.4 brass and 2.6 brass. And what that means is it comes as a nozzle with the hardened steel on it, and then two of each of those that you have to then put in. And I wanted the brass one because when I'm printing PLA, I don't need the hardened steel. What I also want to show you is when you get these, the first thing that you should be doing is checking the nozzle that it's tight, if this is the one you're going to use, but also take this clip off. And I want you to check the thermal paste, because a lot of times people who are getting errors with these aftermarket ones, the problem is, get off of there, the thermal paste, oh, look at that. It's not even making, there's more on this one than I've seen on the others, but then it doesn't look like it's making contact with the ceramic heater. So be gentle, because that's delicate and that's delicate. What I like to do is I have some Arctic Thermal MX4 compound from when I was building computers years ago. And what I like to do is grab myself some isopropyl alcohol. 91% or better is my go-to. Anything less has more water in it than I care to want on my electronics. I'm going to take probably more than I need. Yep, because it's a new bottle. And what I want to do is I want to clean this off. Oh, look, it came out. Did I? Son of a nutcracker. Nope, I didn't break it. Perfect. It's actually better. And I'm just going to clean this off. And you really want to clean this. You don't want any of that old stuff on there. Come over to the dry area. Cool. And I mean, this is why you're doing it. Let's see if I can get you in here. Focus. You see that? You see how they ground it, but the grooves in there? You want the thermal paste to take up those grooves so that it makes good contact with your heater, which you can see it was not doing. So now we cleaned off that. We are going to clean off this as well, being very careful, because that right there, that little bulb, is the thermistor. And that's what's reading the temperature. All right, so that's clean, and that's clean, and that is clean. While I'm here, I am going to use their supplied wrench, which does not fit over that very easily. No. We're going to try and take this nozzle off. I'm going to use a adjustable to hold that and twist. I may end up breaking this. Oh, look at that. It came off. Either broke or it came off. We're going to find out here. Oh, look at that. It came off. Sweet. And you can see they have no glue in there. Nothing on that. Look up in tight. That's the benefit of all metal Hotend, in case you were wondering. The PTFE tube on the original comes down and touches here. So when all this gets hot, there's no buenos. Yeah, pretty cool. All right, so we got that off. Let's get that off, and let's put on a 0.4 nozzle. We need some scissors. No, we don't, because there was the rip, and I didn't see it. Oh, well. Get out of there. All right, so we are going to insert our nozzle. And I'm going to use my nozzle wrench, maybe. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. The old Ender style ones. I'm going to use their wrench. So now that I'm doing this, I'm just going to tell you, this is going to be the first step. When we get it onto the printer and heat it up, we're going to have to redo this to make sure it's tight. So I don't want to over tighten it because I don't want to break anything, but I got that on there pretty tight. All right, cool. So that's that. Next step, we have to put some thermal compound on, and then we got to put our stuff back together. Now, they have a tad of thermal compound in there. Let's see if we can get that out of there. I have these nifty little, I don't know, Q-tip things from Amazon. I say nifty, but it doesn't. Get in there. Get in there. All right, it doesn't really fit. Let's see if we take this off. Yep. I guys do this off camera. All right, cool. So we are going to put an ever so slight glitch in the matrix. Yeah, my phone decided to stop recording, so I've already completed one of these, and well, we're gonna wipe this one off. We're gonna put it to the side, and we're gonna do the other one that I have. So here it is. This one has the, you'll see on there, has the hardened steel nozzle on it. But I'm just going to use this for demonstration purposes. Clean this off. All right, we're going to put a little dab, we'll do you right in the middle there. You can see that there's two little bumps here. That's where your ceramic hot end, or your ceramic heater rather, is going to sit. You want that to be snugly in there. And then on that side should be the bulb, which will sit right in there. So what I like to do is take a little bit of our compound, put ever so slight amount, and if you remember building PCs, you're always worried about doing too much or too little. Well, that's up to you. I am going to take the little extra that's hanging off here and smear it. I'll clean it up after, don't worry. In there. All right, so here's the tricky part. Don't get it on your fingers. It's like anti-seize if you've ever worked with that. It does not come off easily. All right, so get it in there. Move it back and forth so you make good contact. Don't worry, we will be rubbing it off. Or rubbing off the extra, the overflow, whatever. You know what I mean. Get your bulb in there. Now, being careful, holding everything in place, you're going to grab your clip. You're going to, nice and carefully, running up the side, making sure that you capture the glass bulb in its place in that tube. That little bump in the, gotta be careful because you do not want to break it. All right, I got it in there. I'm of the mindset, more thermal grease can't be bad. That's me. All right, our hot end is put back together. Now what we need to do is just kind of clean it up a little bit. So let's get a new piece of paper towel. Let's get some more isopropyl. I'm using 91% isopropyl. Less water in 91 than 70 or whatever else is out there. And listen, you just want to clean this up. You don't need this interfering with your 3D prints, but you need it to make sure that everything transmits, conducts well. Looks good. All right. Now we just got to put back on our boots. Let's put our boots on the ground, put our boots in here. Just be careful. This has a tendency to rip off that little retainer clip. So just go in so the wires are hanging out the back. And come on. You can see it was all over my fingers, and now it's all over the silicone sock. Yay. Bend that out, and I'm just going to take my isopropyl, clean off the remainder that is on there. Now, you're all set to put this into your printer. Make sure that if you're using the all metal, that one, the steel, the hardened steel, you set your printer to hardened steel. If you're using this one, make sure that you're setting it to brass. You're going to put it in. You're going to run a PID calibration, make sure everything is calibrated, and you should be good to go. So thanks for watching. I hope this first quick tip out there helped those of you who might be running into problem with these aftermarket hot ends. I know not everybody has thermal grease sitting around, but if you're going to be doing this a bunch and you're going to be in the business, get yourself some thermal grease. It really transmits heat better between the ceramic heater and the block, and you run into less problems. So that's that. Thanks for watching. Hit the like, oh boy, hit the subscribe, and I'll see ya in the next one.